Set Productions proudly presents the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Swung on, fly ball toward left field, back. Out of here, home run over the left field wall. He got every bit of that one.
Now, live from the birthplace of Southern gospel music in the land of Crockett, with Stanley Wilson, here's J.P. Plant.
Welcome to the 2017 15-year-old Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson as Game 2 of, we hope to get 4 today at Denver Trapp Field after rains on Friday night. It is the host team from Lawrenceburg, the home team today in the first place dugouts, wearing their white jerseys and pants with the orange undershirts, black numbers, black, orange socks. And the team from Meridian, Mississippi, the Southwest champs, they are in their gray tops and bottoms with the blue numbers and trim. We welcome you in, and Stanley, let's run down our starting lineups for this game this afternoon.
All right, for the visiting Meridian team from Meridian, Mississippi, Hayes Henson will start off and play right field. Batting second will be your pitcher, Brock Butler. Batting in the 3-hole will be the catcher, Braden Luke. Brett Basil will bat clean up and play shortstop. Will Hodo will play third base and bat fifth, followed by Mason Willis at first base. James Rowcliffe will be the second baseman. Ben Carpenter will man the left field, and in center field will be Bendrick Thomas. They also have on the bench Leighton Jenkins, Cole Boswell, and Tanner Parker. Tennessee's being introduced right now. Leading off for them will be Hayes McNutt. He'll be playing left field. Blade Tidwell will be the shortstop batting second. Lawrence Sutton will be in right field batting third. The extra player will be Matt Gamble, the batting cleanup. Behind the plate will be Walker Brown. Caden Howard will be at third base. Luke Stoffel will be at first base. Gunnar Dixon will be your pitcher today. He'll be followed by J.D. Bedford in center field, and batting 10th will be Brady Huntley. Adam Goss, Logan Parrott, Jacob Garner, and Jeremiah Cottrell rounds out the Tennessee lineup. And JP, we're going to have our national anthem.
No anthem, just the pledge. We'll hear this. That's all right.
The Babe Ruth pledge.
That's right, for every game.
The Babe Ruth pledge. Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop spirit of cooperation and team play. And develop into real, true citizens. That is our Babe Ruth pledge this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, our umpires at the plate is Jim Mulligan. On third base will be Tommy Sewell, and on first base will be Tony Procini. We're going to forego the national anthem for this particular game. Let's play ball.
All right, the Let's Play Ball signal has been given as we are getting ready for the host team from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee versus the Southwest champs, Meridian, Mississippi. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you, and Stanley, Lawrenceburg looked awfully good Thursday night in their opener, 13-0 winners over the Midwest Plains champs from Bismarck, North Dakota. Got it over in 5 innings. Blade Tidwell pitched only 45 pitches, if I recall correctly.
Yes, he did.
They took him out, so he is available. If we understand our pitch rules count, he'll be at shortstop, but he would be available anyway because an extra day of rest already with last night's rain. So he would be in play today as well.
Well, I was talking to Coach Tidwell, and he was going over asked about his pitching rotation, and they got 2 games today. But against this particular team, he's going with his number 3 man, and that is Gunnar Dixon. So he hopes, well-planned plans, I should say. Should he get in trouble, he's going to have some people ready to go, but he hopes that Gunnar can go as far as he can. And then tonight come back with their number 2 starter. And he failed to tell me who that was. I think he's kind of keeping things on the low.
All right. So Gunnar Dixon, the big right-hander for the host team from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, will get the start on the mound this afternoon. One of 4 games today here, the second of 4 games today on Denver Track Field. And we'll have each one of them. We have a final. It was Wisconsin defeating, who did they play, Stanley?
Play Washington.
Washington, thank you very much. There we go. 8-3 was your final. Janesville, Wisconsin over Camas, Washougal, Washington. 8-3 there, your final.
I think they're 2-0, is that right?
Wisconsin is 2-0. They've looked good. They beat Mississippi on Thursday, 10-6, right here on Denver Trap. And Lawrenceburg and Wisconsin will play, I believe, they've got
this evening,
the late game, the last game here on Denver Trap Field is that is correct. Ohio Valley champs.
Well, it's
So
hard to it's hard to scout these teams before this World Series starts, and the only scouting that you can really get done is when everybody gets in town and you watch them in action. And Coach Tidwell was talking about they have done some scouting, and they decided to go with their 3-starter against Mississippi and their 2-starter against Wisconsin this evening.
What do you think about the uniforms for Lawrenceburg?
Hey, they look sharp. I mean, you know me, I'm an Alabama man, but today I'm a Tennessee fan today. I'm rooting for the Lawrenceburg team, and even the Mississippi guys, they kind of get the old school with the high pants and the stockings and the white socks. So both teams looking pretty sharp today. But you got to like those black stockings for the Tennessee guys.
Absolutely. All right. So it'll be Hayes Henson to lead things off against Gunnar Dixon. The first pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. We're underway at Denver Trap Field in the Babe Ruth World Series. Meridian, Mississippi, and Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. The 1-0 from Dixon is high, 2-0 to Hayes Henson. Brock Butler is on deck, followed by Braden Luke. The first 3 up for the boys from Mississippi. Popped up, right field. Going back is Lawrence. And Lawrence Sutton there makes the play for the first out of the inning here in the top half of the first.
Henson worked to get to 2-0. May have done Lawrenceburg a favor by swinging at that pitch and popping it up. Dixon may have just a little bit of nerves out there. His first appearance here on the mound for Tennessee in this World Series. Now here's a big kid coming up, Brock Butler. We were looking at him in the warm-ups, and it looks like he's about 6'5".
Remnants of Jacob Laws a couple of years ago. That one's fouled away. 0-1 the count.
I don't think he's as big as Jacob.
Not quite as big as Jacob, but close.
He is close.
He towers over most of his teammates, just like Jacob did. Just underway, no score. Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and Meridian, Mississippi. The 0-1 from Dixon is high to Butler, and it's 1-0. Brock Butler 1 for 3 in his game against Wisconsin on Thursday night. The pitch. Big cut. Foul tipped.
Well, Meridian's just right down the road from Tuscaloosa, where I used to live, and I've been through there. If you've ever gone to New Orleans, you've probably already been through there before.
Was it I-59, is that right?
Yep.
The 1-2. Nobody on base, 1 out. Dixon. He rocks. He fires. Curveball that hits him right in the back. And Brock Butler will trot down to first. So the first runner on the base pads for Mississippi. And that'll bring up Braden Luke, the catcher.
Glad to have the Mississippi folks tuning in.
Absolutely.
Some of our fans here was waving back at home. We know we got some Mississippi watching today.
That ball's hit in deep to right field. Going back is Lawrence Sutton, looking it up and off the wall. Rounding second to third. And in there. So runners at second and third. Butler moves his way to third. Braden Luke tattoos that one off the right field wall. And some action going for Mississippi here in the top of the first.
No chance for Sutton to get that one. He just went over his head and hit the wall. He just had to play the carom off of there.
What a shot.
That was. I'll tell you what, all these teams can hit so far that I've seen.
Absolutely. So Dixon.
Time call.
Yep. The hitter is Brett Mason. He started the game Thursday in their opener. Also a lefty. Old school, no batting gloves, Stanley.
Gotta like it.
Yep. First pitch from Dixon. Inside edge for a strike, 0-1 the count.
Mississippi bunch staying down in the Shoals area down in Florence, Alabama. They got them all over the place. Spring Hill, Columbia, Pulaski.
Yep, they're one of technically 3 teams that drove. Marshall County, of course, driving. They're just driving from their homes. There's a grounder to first. And taking it is Luke Stoffel on the bag. A run will score, so an RBI for Brett Mason puts Mississippi on the board first, 1-0 here in the top of the first. There are now 2 outs in the inning.
Good piece of hitting, a left-handed batter. He pulled it, hitting behind the runners, and that scored the run.
So Will Hodo, your hitter. He was 1 for 3, but RBI. Against Wisconsin on Thursday, takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Runner at third for Mississippi is Luke. We had a double off the wall. That pitch is outside, count even at 1-1. Mississippi up 1-0, top of the first, over Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, the host. This game originally scheduled for 8 o'clock Friday night. Of course, both games got rained out last evening. The 1-1 outside, 2-1. Decent crowd. Fans still filing in here, Stanley. Watch the host team. And they're about to get underway. California and Marshall County, Tennessee, over on Tom Cruise Field. There's a ball lifted into left field. And out there to make the catch, Hayes McNutt, who was in left today, for the 3rd out of the inning. But not before Mississippi gets 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 1 stranded, no errors. Lawrenceburg coming to the plate. We'll have it for you when we return to Lawrenceburg in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on X Sports TV.
Main Street Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
The announcer's wardrobe has been provided by HD Inc. For all your screen printing and embroidery needs, give owner Phil Hooper a call at 931-201-2961 or email him at hdinc2010@gmail.com. HD Inc., the official apparel provider of the X Sports Radio Network. We welcome you back to Lawrenceburg and Denver Trapp Field, side of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. 4-time Lawrenceburg has hosted Babe Ruth's best from across the country. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you.
Mississippi wishes they got some more runs in the top of the first, rather. Lawrenceburg glad to hold them right where they are and try to get some runs going here. Set up your defense for Mississippi right here. Over at first base will be Mason Willis. At second base will be James Rowcliffe. At shortstop will be Brett Mason. Manning the third base position will be Will Hodo. And left to right, you'll have Ben Carpenter, Brandrick Thomas in center, and Hayes Henson in right field. Doing the catching today will be Brandon Luke. And on the mound, JP, will be Mr. Brock Butler. The gentleman we said was about 6'5".
Yeah, Big Brock, an intimidating pitcher up on the mound. as a bigger righty for Mississippi as we're about ready to go. Hayes McNutt, Blade Tidwell, and Lawrence Sutton, your first three up for Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
McNutt's got a lot of speed. That's why he's at the top of the order. Let's see where they play him.
So Hayes steps in there from the right side, facing the right-handed Brock Butler. Bottom of the first, we're underway. First pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0 the count. Mississippi leading 1-0. They got a run on one hit in the top of the first. There's a grounder to third. Hodo up with it across the way, retiring the speedy Hayes McNutt for the first out of the inning.
I was just going to say Hodo was playing up on the grass, had a big hop come right to him, made a perfect throw to first, where Mason Willis was there to accept it.
So Blade Tidwell, who picked up the win Thursday against Bismarck, North Dakota with his performance, steps into the batter's box on the right side. Takes a curveball over for a strike, 0-1. Tidwell 0 for 0 actually, as he walked a couple of times and I believe he was hit by a pitch. He walked 3 times. He did have an RBI and 2 runs scored with no official at bat. That's not bad, Stanley.
That's not.
Pitch is over for a strike. Count now 1-2. Butler kicks and fires. Fouled back to the net. Count remains 1-2 to Blade Tidwell, a University of Tennessee commit as a freshman at Loretto High School, part of that state championship team this past May. One of, I think, 3 teams. There's a nasty curve by Brock Butler for the second out of the inning, and Tidwell is down on strikes.
And that one had Blade back on his heels a little bit as that curveball fell right over the plate. Well, Butler may be one of those kids you have to go through the lineup one time to kind of get an idea. It's kind of a funky looking delivery. He kind of hesitates at the top.
Lawrence Sutton, your hitter. There's that curveball. It's a little low, 1-0 the count. Sutton on Thursday against North Dakota, 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Had one big blast to right center, got all the way to the wall. There's a big cut and a miss. 1-1. Got some sweat beat guests up here in the booth with us, don't we, Stanley?
Yeah, we have the windows open.
That pitch just outside, 2-1 to Lawrence Sutton.
Flying varmints here.
2 outs, nobody on base. Bottom of the first, Mississippi up 1-0 over Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, the 2-1. Grounder to third. Hodo bobbles it for a moment on to first in time for the third out of the inning. 1, 2, 3 goes Lawrenceburg in the first. We played 1, your score, Mississippi 1, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee 0. This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series live on Exports TV.
Would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
We head to the top of the second. Mississippi up 1-0 over Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, the host team. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you from Denver Trap Field in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Glad you're tuning in on Exports TV. And up for Mississippi. It'll be, I believe, Mason Willis, James Rowcliffe, and Ben Carpenter. Your 6, 7, and 8 hitters.
Well, Dixon got through the first inning, just only giving up one run. It could have been worse. Maybe you settle down a little bit and see what he can do here. Mississippi looking to keep it going, get another run.
Gunnar Dixon, the first pitch to Willis. Low for a ball, 1-0 the count. Sun's starting to come out a little more here today on this Saturday. That one hits him. That's 2 now.
Not the way you want to start the inning, but good start for the Mississippi bunch.
So Dixon, a little wild to start this game. The second hit batsman. And James Rowcliffe now will step into the batter's box. With Willis now at first. Nobody out. Top of the second, 1-0 Mississippi. Throw over to first. Willis back easily. Howard at third, Tidwell at short, Brady Huntley at second today, Luke Stoffel at first, Hayes McNutt in left, J.D. Bedford center, Lawrence Sutton in right for Lawrenceburg. There's a strike on the inside edge. And the count now 0-1 to James Rowcliffe. Not much wind right now. Throw back over to first. Every once in a while you get a little lift on Old Glory out in left center.
It is blowing out.
Yes. The 0-1 grounder up the middle. A hop there. Tidwell on to first. Double play.
Big Sunday hop for Blade Tidwell. All he had to do was catch it and step on the bag and make a perfect throw to first, and he did exactly that.
So 2 gone quickly now here in the second, and that'll bring up Ben Carpenter for Mississippi. Nice play by Blade Tidwell at short.
Always nice to get those Sunday hops on a Saturday, isn't
Absolutely. It's the weekend. The weekend hop. I like it. Popped up out of play. Pitch lifted right at second base. Huntley in the grass makes the play for the third out of the inning. So after the leadoff hitter gets on base after being hit, a double play and a pop-up ends Mississippi's half of the second. We head to the bottom half of inning 2. Still 1-0 Mississippi over Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series live on X-Sports TV.
Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X-Sports Radio Network.
Interested in purchasing photos from the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series? Visit MacBrownPhoto.com or send them an email requesting your player or team to info@MacBrownPhoto.com. Mac Brown Photographers, the official studio of X-Sports Nation and the 2017 15-year-old Babe Ruth World Series. Mac Brown Photographers, creating tomorrow's memories. JP Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you from Denver Trap Field in Lawrenceburg. Mississippi up 1-0 over the host team from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, as we head to the bottom half of inning 2. And Matt Gamble will lead things off for the boys in orange and white and black.
Got to get the black in. That's what their their stockings.
It's a nice touch. I tell you, the numbers are very easy to read with that black on the white uniform. Very good for the announcer, so we appreciate that, Bashan Tidwell, coach of Tennessee. First pitch from Butler swung through and missed by Gamble. 0-1 the counts. Matt
Knoxville could learn a lesson from that.
Yeah. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Big cut again. Gamble was the home run derby participant for Lawrenceburg. I think finished tied for second with 3 points. Distant second is Manser for Washington, 27 points, hit 5 out.
I got to find out why he's wearing 88, though. It's an unusual number for baseball.
I think maybe Dale Jr.
That's what I'm thinking.
That pitch is low.
But I want to double check.
See if he's a race fan, maybe?
Yeah.
Still see the car steadily stream of rolling in. That one's lifted into left field and is going to be caught by Carpenter on the lazy fly ball from Matt Gamble. One down here in the bottom of the second. So Walker Brown attends Loretto High School, also part of that state championship team, and a world champion angler. He and teammate J.D. Bedford picked up a world championship fishing about a month ago, Stanley, I think it was, down in Pickwick Lake in North Alabama.
Number one, I think, out of 600 boats.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And not just one of your Friday night fishing tournaments. This was a big one.
First pitch to him is high for a ball. That week of the tournament, they had kind of a secondary tournament within that one. Through most of the week, they were fishing, getting up before dawn, going down there and fishing all day, swing and a miss, and then coming back and practicing with this team in the evening.
Yeah, practicing baseball and practicing bass fishing, and finally had to perform in bass fishing. Now they get to do it in baseball.
There you go. There's a slow grounder to second. And Rowcliffe up with it easily on to first. So Brock Butler cruising through the first 5 hitters for Lawrenceburg, against Lawrenceburg.
He's got their number right now.
And Caden Howard, your hitter.
He's, as I said earlier, he's got an unorthodox release. He kind of hesitates at the top. That front foot doesn't go all the way, doesn't go down. Just kind of pauses.
First pitch over for a strike. The 0-1 curveball, just a bit high, and yeah, it can make it difficult to pick up the spin of the ball with that late release he has. He's a quick worker. The 1-1. Strike of the inside edge. 1-2 now. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And a throw down to first just to make sure. For the 3rd out of the inning. 1-2-3 again goes Lawrenceburg. This time in the second. Brock Butler has faced 6 and has put them all down. We head to the 3rd. Still 1-0 Mississippi over Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Here from the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series live on Exports TV.
Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
Welcome back to the 15-year-old Babe Ruth World Series in our broadcast position in the Parks Lumber Perch at Denver Trap Field. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you this afternoon as Mississippi leading Lawrenceburg, Tennessee 1-0. We head to the top half of the 3rd, and it'll be Brandrick Thomas and Hayes Henson top of the order and then Brock Butler, the first 3 up for Mississippi. Yeah, temperature's starting to rise a little bit.
I was going to say, we're making this air conditioner work hard in here. We got the windows open, and it's chugging along.
Well, we could be sitting outside like our counterparts on the other field.
Don't say that.
Yep.
I'm not saying we're the A team, but we do have we're the AC team. How about that?
The AC team. That's just rubbing it in their faces, isn't it? All right. Brandrick Thomas, the 9-hole hitter for Mississippi, takes a strike from Gunnar Dixon. 1-0 the count. Hot shot in the hole between third and short, and a leadoff hit for Thomas and Mississippi. And once again, the leadoff hitter is on base.
Yeah, Thomas scooted down to first base. It looks like he's built for speed, so Dickerson's going to have to watch him over there at first.
Throw back over to first. Back easily is Thomas. Swing and a miss, big cut.
Yeah, swung right through it.
By Henson. Henson flied out to right his first time up, 0 for 1 today. Throw back over to first.
Not his best move, just let him know he's thinking about him.
It's a long distance shout out, right?
Yeah.
The 0-1 coming. Dixon comes to the plate. Grounder. Stoffel to second for 1. Back to first, not in time. As Gunnar Dixon unable to get over there after the speedy Henson. The leadoff hitter for Mississippi beat it out, so a fielder's choice puts a runner at first and 1 out. But a nice play there by Stoffel, quickly going to second for the lead runner.
Well, his momentum was taking him inside to the infield side of the second base. He was able to field it and make a good throw to second. Just it's a hard play right there, 3-6-1 double play.
Time called. See everybody, Chase Brewer just walking through the stands and handing out a little handful of sunflower seeds to a group of youngsters down there.
He provides more shade than he does anyway.
There's a slow grounder back to the mound. Dixon thought about second, now goes to first for the second out of the inning. That hesitation sometimes can be the difference, but didn't panic and got the runner out at first, so now runner at second base.
Well, he thought about, when he fielded the ball, his first thought was to first base. By that time, it was too late to go to second. He needed to look to second, and there was no way to get him, so he had to take the sure out at first. But there's 2 outs now.
And your hitter is Braden Luke.
Ooh, a dangerous hitter, too.
Yep, doubled off the right field wall his first time. Lawrence Sutton playing deep. Time asked for.
Man in scoring position, too.
All right.
Now, Bedford's, he's playing him in center field to shade over to left a little bit.
Yeah, big gap in right center. And throw back to second. Safe. Just missed him. A nice job by Tidwell. Caught it on the hop. And Bashan Tidwell, the coach for Lawrenceburg, wants to come out and I don't know if he appeal or wants to get an explanation. Make sure there's not a visit. He's going to go talk to the umpire at second.
Yeah, I think he's asking him, what did you see? And he's just going to get an explanation, and he's satisfied with it.
All right.
Tidwell thought he had it.
Yep.
Blade did. It's shortstop. If one hopped over there, maybe a clean throw might have got him. He made a good play on the ball.
Yes, he did. So 2 outs, runner at second. The hitter is Luke. First pitch to him. Lifted into right center field. Lawrence Sutton there on the horse to make the play, saving a run for Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Brandon Luke with another huge hit, but Lawrenceburg gets out of the inning. So we head to the bottom half of the third inning. Your score, Mississippi 1, Lawrenceburg 0. This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series live on Exports TV.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
We head to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Mississippi over Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on Exports TV. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you on a muggy Saturday afternoon as games push back to today after last night.
Got a scoreboard update on the Tom Cruise Field. California is still batting in the top of the first. They have a 2-0 lead over Marshall County, the East Tennessee region representatives.
Looks like they got bases loaded too, or at least second and third.
No, they're loaded.
They're loaded? All right. Over here on Denver Trap Field, Brock Butler is finishing up his warm-up pitches. As these games originally scheduled for Friday night got pushed back. Nobody even started warming up yesterday when the rains came and had some lightning after all that rain. The grounds crew did a fantastic job getting the tarps covered.
Jeff Clifton and Kurt Watson.
Yep, all led by Doug Howe. They do a fantastic job and able to get things covered. And then before I went home for the night, took them back off and got the water off, put it back on to secure it for the evening, and the fields were in excellent condition for the morning. So we started at 11 o'clock. All right, up first for Lawrenceburg is Stoffel, and a hot shot to short. On his way to first, in a nice play by the shortstop for Mississippi in
Brett Mason.
Thank you, Brett Mason.
He stayed with the ball. It was a hot shot, probably the hardest ball hit off of Butler so far for Lawrenceburg, and he stayed with it, picked it up, and threw him out.
Stoffel had a hot hand, a hot bat rather, back to the mound by Gunnar Dixon. And Brock Butler quickly with two down here in the bottom of the third.
Well, Butler's just mowing them down right now. He's faced the minimum so far and got this no-hitter going. Maybe that jinxed him.
There we go.
Sorry,
well,
Mississippi folks.
The last two hitters have hit the ball really hard, though. Here's J.D. Bedford. First pitch bounces up there. 1-0 the count.
Well, I'll tell you what, JP, you did the initial game of Mississippi against Wisconsin the other day. If this young man's a number 2 pitcher, that number 1 must have been a phenom.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, depending on your opponents, you may shift pitchers a little bit. The 1-0 is high for a ball. 2-0, J.D. Bedford. Nobody on base, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 Mississippi. Slapped foul and nearly
Look out, Josh
caught
Purcell.
by Josh Purcell, first base coach for Tennessee.
Got to have better hands if you're going to be over there.
He nearly caught it. Slowed it down. 2-1 count. Pitch from Butler. Outside, 3-1.
Look over the left field wall there, and you see Abigail's Field over there. Community project for a rubberized field.
Swing and a miss and a strike, and it's full, 3-2.
And we're using their parking lot.
That's right.
Didn't have that 2 years ago, did we?
That one's outside, and the first base runner of the ball game for Tennessee is J.D. Bedford.
Come on, the number 9 hitter.
And Brady Huntley will step in the batter's box. So Lawrenceburg does send 10 to the plate.
Yeah, he's the number 10 batter. And,
Yep.
of course, in Babe Ruth, if you start with 10, you have to finish with 10. If you finish anything less than that, then it's a forfeit.
Mississippi has 9 that they send to the plate. There goes the runner, tried to sacrifice. Well, not a sacrifice, tried to get a bunt single.
Yeah.
Tried to squeeze one by him.
Well, he tried to get down first base as Mason Willis was holding the runner on. Huntley's got some speed on him.
So Bedford at first. He dives back on the throw over. Couple of light showers being detected in our area as the clouds have rolled back in. There goes the runner, swinging a miss. Now throwback down to first, and it gets over his head. Bedford back up and sliding Pete Rose style into second.
Well, they might have had him a good throw from the catcher, but it sailed on him a little bit, went into right field, and he was able to get down to second, as you said, sliding in head first. So now Lawrenceburg with an 0-2 count and 2 outs, got a runner in scoring position. First time in the ball game.
All right, so Brady Huntley, the 0-2 count, and J.D. Bedford in scoring position. The tying run. We're in the bottom of the third, 1-0 Mississippi. I don't know if they're throwing over to first. For what, I don't know.
I don't know. The umpires were going, why are you appealing that? Because that was an error. The base umpire just, I'm going to call him Tony Brock. That's his name. But Tony just kind of took both hands and palms up, going, what's going on there?
The 0-2 came in just a little inside.
Meridian folks thought that was a strike. I'm not sure about that coach's call there.
The 1-2. Grounder, the left side. Over to first. Not in time. Bedford comes around to score, and we're tied at 1. J.D. Bedford running the entire way. Bashan Tidwell over at third, sent him with 2 outs, and it paid off as the ball was dropped at first. Huntley was safe anyway, but the drop ball allows J.D. Bedford to score easily, and we're tied at 1 here in the bottom of the third. Still no hits for Lawrenceburg.
Well, the 2 errors have led to the run, and the most disgusted player on the field is Braden Luke. He slammed his helmet down from his catcher's position. His errant throw down to first allowed the runner to get to second, and then the misplay by the shortstop, Mason, allowed the run to score.
Hayes McNutt 0 for 1 today. That one gets past.
It's going to be a balk.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
That was called before the pitch was released. And time called. I think the manager, I don't know if he wants to settle his pitcher down or, yeah, he's not headed to any umpire.
And Mississippi had 6 errors in their first game against Wisconsin. They came back and made a game out of it, but 4 errors in the first couple of 2 or 3 innings kind of sealed their fate against Wisconsin. So 2 errors already here today. And a runner at second once again now for Lawrenceburg.
I'm about to get a number on this. I've got Brendan Giesler and Andrew Deal, and I'm sorry I don't have the.
I believe that's Geisler.
Geisler,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I believe that is Geisler. Their Dill is the head coach.
Dill's
I think so.
We'll double check that. They didn't have it on their lineups. So now, anyway, Lawrenceburg's got a runner at scoring position at second base with a 1-0 count now. With the balk.
McNutt grounded out his first time. The 1-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1. So 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors for Mississippi. 1 run, no hits, no errors for Lawrenceburg. Tied at 1, bottom of the third. There goes the runner, throw to third. He is in there, safe.
It looked like he's going to be thrown out, JP, but he made a good slide away from the tag. He slid to the outfield portion of the bag. And he got in there under the tag. A good throw by Luke behind the plate. He threw a strike down there. Odo made a good attempt to tag him out. He slid under it.
So the 1-2 to McNutt. Curveball comes in high, 2-2. So another pass ball could give Lawrenceburg the lead, or a base hit here by Hayes McNutt. There are 2 outs, bottom of the third. The pitch. Grounder to second. Up easily is Rowcliffe on to first. In time for the 3rd out of the inning, but not before Lawrenceburg gets 1 run on no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. We head to the 4th inning. Your new score, we're tied at 1, Mississippi and Lawrenceburg, Tennessee on the Exports TV, our coverage of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series.
And Main Street Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
Lawrenceburg ties it up with Mississippi in the bottom half of the third. 1 apiece as we head to the top of the 4th. Mississippi coming to the plate. And Lawrenceburg did so, Stanley, without getting a hit. They are hitless so far against Brock Butler, but
both errors contributed to the run by Mississippi.
A walk and then a throwing error down to first. Moved J.D. Bedford to second. And then an error on the throw from short to first, allowing Bedford to round third and score to tie the ball game. Brett Mason will lead things off for Mississippi. He'll be followed by Will Hodo and Mason Willis. Mason 0 for 1 today. He does have an RBI.
He's a cleanup batter for this Mississippi squad.
Had a ground out that scored the run. There's a strike on the outside edge. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 from Dixon. A little bit outside. 1-1. Stanley with this sunshine and the heat. The smell of sunscreen, tanning lotion. You can smell it in the air, right?
Yep.
Almost like you're at the beach. The 1-1. Ball is popped away.
That's a smart thing to do.
Absolutely. It's a steamy day here in southern middle Tennessee.
I'm at that age you keep the dermatologist busy.
Yes. 1-2 coming to Brett Mason. Will Hodo is on deck. Time called for. Dixon back on the rubber. He rocks, he fires. Line drive over the head of Huntley at second into right center field, and Sutton comes in. And Mason with a nice line drive there, and once again, Stanley, the leadoff hitter on for Mississippi.
Yeah, good piece of hitting right there. He went down to get it and just kind of golfed it out there. Looped a base hit. Now they got runner on at first to leadoff batter of the top of the 4th.
So Hodo, also a lefty. First pitch to him. A little outside. 1-0 the count.
336 down the line, 375 to deep center field. And the wind's still blowing out a little bit.
Let it into right center field. Lawrence Sutton on his horse makes the play. For the first out of the inning, retreating back to first is Mason. And that'll bring up Mason Willis. First pitch. Tried to check his swing, could not. 0-1 the count. Lifted high in the infield. Huntley calling everybody off, makes the play for the second out of the inning. And James Rowcliffe will be your hitter. Two outs now. Brett Mason still at first, led off the inning with a line drive to right center field. First pitch from Dixon. Hot grounder to third. Gets past. Yep. And rounding second, but holding there is Brett Mason.
He just pulled it right down the third base line. Caden Howard couldn't get to it.
So that'll put runners at first and second for Mississippi. There are two outs, and Ben Carpenter, your hitter, 0 for 1 with a fly out today. Tied at 1, top of the fourth. That pitch swing and a miss, 0-1 the count. Game's moving along pretty quickly. We started a couple of minutes early than the 1:30 scheduled time as the game ahead of us finished a little early.
They're just in the top of the second in the other game where California leads 4-0.
There's a strike on the inside edge.
It's 4-0 over Marshall County of Tennessee.
That game also available on Exports TV. If you're watching us here, you can certainly find that game as well. 0-2 now to Carpenter. Two outs. Runners at first and second. Dixon popped him up. Shallow right field. Converging three players. Sutton from right makes the play for the third out of the inning. And Lawrenceburg and Dixon get out of the jam. Mississippi puts two runners on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Still 1-1, Lawrenceburg and Mississippi on Exports TV.
Main Street Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
At the bottom of the fourth, tied at 1. Meridian, Mississippi, and Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, the host team. The 2017 15-year-old Babe Ruth World Series. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you in our Parks Lumber Perch, Denver Trap Field.
Call them and tell them to get a doorknob for us.
A doorknob?
Yeah.
So you can lock them out, Stanley?
From 2 years ago.
Yep.
No, they can just something to keep the door closed instead of this high technology box we have over here.
That's right. All right, Blade Tidwell will start things off. Slow chopper to third, just foul.
Ooh, that was just foul.
Fortunate for Mississippi, and Hodo down at third. Tidwell, a fairly speedy athlete.
Got a good one going here, 1-1.
The 0-1 from Brock Butler. Curveball. Popped him up. The infield. Who's got it? Mason Willis at first. Comes in to make the play for the first out of the inning, and Tidwell is retired.
Coming back for Lawrenceburg is the right fielder, number 33, Lawrence Sutton. Gamble off that 1 out.
So Lawrence Sutton, 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Correction, a ground out. First pitch to him. Curveball just misses. 1-0. Pitch. Checked to swing, tried to. And he did as they appeal down to the first base umpire. 2-0 the count. 1 out, nobody on base. Tied at 1. Mississippi and Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. The 2-0. Big cut by Sutton. Swung through and missed. And the count now 2-1. Working quickly is Butler. There's a line drive into center field. Shifting towards right. It's going to get all the way past Thomas. He kicks it to further towards the wall. And Lawrence Sutton is standing at third. And we'll see if that is a double and an error or a triple.
Well, that's the first solid hit that Lawrenceburg has had against Butler in this ball game. And he went with the pitch and took it to right center field. And Thomas had a little trouble with it. He was running over to get it, and he kicked it, and that allowed him to go to third. So I think they gave him an error.
They did, a hit and an error, a double and an error. And Matt Gamble, your hitter, with a runner at third and just 1 out, takes a strike on the outside edge. So again, errors hurting Mississippi. Can Lawrenceburg take advantage? The 0-1. Big cut, what a curveball.
Gamble swung right on the top of that one.
Butler now with 48 total pitches. As we are in the bottom of the 4th, tied at 1. Pitch is low. And you're right, Stelling, that was the first hit of the ball game for Tennessee, for Lawrenceburg.
He's picked up a little bit blowing out now toward left center field.
One, two. Chopper in the infield. Gamble might beat him. The run scores regardless. Gamble slides in there and is safe. Lawrenceburg takes the lead 2-1.
Well, Matt Gamble will tell you he's not the fastest runner on the team, but that right there, he didn't have to be the fastest. He just had to beat the runner, the second baseman who was trying to get to first base.
Just sheer hustle there by Gamble as he beat Rowcliffe, who caught it at second. The ball was hit in between first and second, and therefore Mason Willis was going for the ball, and it got past him. Of course, he was out of position by that point. And the hitter is Walker Brown. First pitch to him is low and outside for a ball, 1-0. Lawrenceburg up 2-1 over the Southwest Chance from Meridian, Mississippi. Bottom of the 4th, still just 1 out. Gamble, your runner at first. Walker Brown 0 for 1 today with a ground out. Now 2 for 4 for the tournament. There's a strike on the inside edge. Tried to check his swing, and I believe he did as the curveball sweeps outside, 2-1. Grounder, just foul. The count even at 2-2. Time asked for by Brown and received. Strike three. Outside edge, and Walker Brown goes down. Brock Butler with a big strikeout for Mississippi. And the second out of the inning, and Caden Howard will be your hitter.
That was a big strikeout right there. Brown could just get the ball in play. Anybody just get the ball in play. Any coach will tell you that, take your chances.
Pitch is high and tight on Caden, 1-0 the count. Runner at first, Matt Gamble. And an infield hit and an RBI that scored Lawrence Sutton, who doubled and then reached third on an error out in center field. Mississippi 1 run, 4 hits, 3 errors. Lawrenceburg 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors. 1-0. That one hits him. Curveball just didn't curve.
Well, he came in tight the first pitch, and he got away from he got out of there, but this time that one was a little bit further in, and Howard takes it for a hit batsman. Here's Stoffel, who hit the ball hard last time up.
Stoffel's had one of the hottest bats for Lawrenceburg in this tournament, 2 for 4. Had a hard hit ball his first time up, but grounded out.
Shortstop, yeah.
Yep. That one hits him. Another curveball just doesn't go, and that'll load him up with 2 outs.
Well, Butler was cruising along until this inning, and now he's running into a little trouble. And as you mentioned, JP, a little control problem. That's going to bring out the coaching staff to go meet on the mound.
So 58 total pitches now. For Brock Butler. Is a meeting on the mound. Well, we got a break in action, a scoreboard update over at Tom Cruise Field. They're in the bottom half of inning 2. Tri-Valley, California up 5-0 over Marshall County, Tennessee, the East Tennessee champs. That game on Tom Cruise Field. And I believe Nick Moore, Brad Nielsen, maybe even Corey Rochelle on the call for that one. Some combination thereof. Bryant Gamble, our intern over there, running the YouTube production. And over here at Denver Trap, Landon Burns. Intern Landon helping us out.
You still back there, Landon? He's like me, just melting these pounds off in this heat.
Sweating to baseball. Here's the first pitch to the hitter, Gunnar Dixon, over for a strike. 0-1 the count. And the rosin bag was up close to the rubber on the mound. The umpire says, hey, let's do something about that. Bases loaded. 2 outs, though. Bottom of the 4th, 2-1 Lawrenceburg. The 0-1. Wow, nearly hit him, but it curved at the last minute.
Well, your natural intention is to turn your back and get out of the way, but that one, he's still having some control problems there.
1-1 the count. That one does hit him, and that'll bring another runner in. Matt Gamble will score on the hit batsman, the 3rd of this inning. And all 3 runners on base now, each hit by Brock Butler. And it's 3-1, Lawrenceburg over Mississippi. And that'll bring up J.D. Bedford. He scored a run his first time. He walked. He was the first base runner for Lawrenceburg. Did so all with 2 outs. There's a ball, slapped foul.
Just off the end of the bat.
The 0-1 from Butler, who works from the windup with the bases loaded. Curveball, strike on the inside edge. When it's working, it is a dandy. Certainly has those right-hand hitters, Stanley, off balance.
Yeah, they're back on their heels, that's for sure.
The 0-2. Curveball in the dirt. Nice stop there by Braden Luke. Kept it in front of him. Caden Howard at third, Luke Stoffel at second, Gunnar Dixon at first. All three hit by pitch. From Brock Butler, the 1-2. 2 outs. Is low, and we're even at 2-2. So some tense moments here in the early part of this ball game. Lawrenceburg with a chance to break this one open. Or can Mississippi hang on and keep it just a 2-run game? Time asked for, as Brock Butler looks like he's laboring just a bit, Stan. 65 total pitches now. It's hot out there.
Yeah, it is. He's been out there a long time in this inning. A lot of pressure on him with the bases loaded.
The 2-2. Curveball outside, and we're full, 3-2. We've already had one visit to the mound, so the next visit, and we will see a new pitcher. There go the runners. It is low, and another run will come in on the bases loaded walk as Howard scores, making it 4-1, and we will have a new pitcher for Mississippi. We will take a break and tell you about the new pitcher when we return to Denver Trapp Field in Lawrenceburg. 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Your score, Lawrenceburg 4, Mississippi 1. Back after this.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects, maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Brett Mason will be your new pitcher for Mississippi. He comes in for Brock Butler, who's had a long inning here in the bottom of the fourth. 3 runs have already plated for Lawrenceburg. And they lead it 4-1 over Mississippi. Mason, who pitched some, actually he started Thursday in the opener for Meridian. Comes in a tight spot, Stanley. Bases loaded once again. So we've already had a hit batsman that brought in a run and then a walk. Brought in another run. The first run of the inning was an infield single by Matt Gamble, who beat out Rowcliffe from second to the bag at first. Sliding in, by the way, feet first. And that plated Lawrence Sutton, who doubled and reached to third by an error in center field. So 1 run, 4 hits, 3 errors for Mississippi. 4 runs on 2 hits and no errors for Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Go ahead.
I was going to say Brady Huntley's going to be your hitter. Is 0 for 1 today.
Real quickly, Leighton Jenkins has stepped to come into the game. He'll bat in Mason Willis's spot, I believe. As Butler will go over to first base. Jenkins will go to shortstop as Mason moves to the mound.
All right. So
I don't think I see Mr. Mason Willis back out there.
No, I think he's the one that went in. I believe he can return one time in Babe Ruth baseball. So bases loaded. First pitch from Brett Mason. Grounder to third, and it is fair.
Nope, foul.
Nope, foul. Oh.
It's where it goes past the bag.
Yep, I caught the umpire's decision late there and saw Bashan Tittle at third base pointing fair, trying to lobby. So the pitch is, or the hit is a foul ball. 0-1 the count to Brady Huntley. Bases are loaded for Lawrenceburg. 0-1. There are 2 outs. 4-1 Lawrenceburg leading. High curveball. Count even at 1-1. Working quickly as Mason popped up down the right field line. Foul territory. Can Butler get there? Diving head first. Unable to make the play, but what an effort by Brock Butler.
Great effort there.
And that'll make the count 1-2. Wind starting to pick up a little bit, Stanley, getting a little breeze.
Yeah, the folks here love that.
Yes. 1-2 coming to Brady Huntley. Inside, 2-2. Four to 1 your score. Lawrenceburg leading Meridian, Mississippi. The 2-2. Outside. As Braden Luke, nice job stretching for that one. So full count. The merry-go-round will begin with 2 outs. Runners at every base for Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. 4-1 they lead. Here's the pitch. There go the runners. Outside, ball 4. Another run comes in. It's 5-1. So part of the game that Mississippi struggled with on Thursday is they had 7 runs that were either came in from a hit batsman, a walked with bases loaded, or wild or a pass ball, wild pitch or a pass ball. 7 of Wisconsin's 10 runs scored that way.
Well, it's been a long inning for them out in the field in this one.
Lawrenceburg 5 runs on just 2 hits, both coming this inning. Pitch to Hayes McNutt, up for the 3rd time this afternoon. He's 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs. He's due. And it's 2-0 count. Red Mason gets a little toss to the rosin bag.
He's looking for a strike.
The 2-0. Outside. 3-0, maybe pressing just a bit.
I was just going to say, JP, he's overthrowing a little bit. You can tell it on that pitch. Catcher saw it too, and he wants to go out there and talk to him and tell him, just calm down, just throw your pitches. Going to get one over right here. He's going to be taken all the way. They're not going to be swinging at it.
The Butler comes to talk to him, and then
I imagine that's what Coach Tidwell's telling Hayes McNutt at the plate.
Layton Jenkins, who is now in at short, comes in, who pitched did a nice job Thursday in relief. The 3-0 is ball 4, and another run comes in. It's 6-1.
So 6 runs on 2 hits for Lawrenceburg, and you see what's going on here is the hit batsman and the walk, as you mentioned earlier. Mississippi is just digging their own hole here, falling behind by 5 runs.
So the hitter will be Blade Tidwell. First pitch fouled away. I believe Blade started off this inning, Stanley, if I'm not mistaken. The 0-1. Just missed outside. Count even at 1-1.
This is the 3rd time through the lineup for Tennessee.
Still just 2 outs, the 1-1. Lined into right center field. And that gets down past the center fielder, Thomas. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Clearing the base from first is Hayes McNutt. A bases clearing double for Blade Tidwell, and it's 9-1 Lawrenceburg.
Thomas took an odd angle at that ball, and he got by him. If he kept it in front of him, he might have kept a run off the board, but instead it's a bases clearing double for Blade Tidwell.
Well, and Hayes McNutt, probably the fastest guy on the team at first, and with 2 outs already running on contact, there's no question he was going to score easily. All right, so the score now 9-1, and Lawrence Sutton is your hitter as Mason spins around to get a look to Blade Tidwell. Sutton with a big hit, the first hit of the ball game earlier this inning. That one's popped up, foul ball, 0-1. With a double to right center field, it was kicked out there by Thomas as he was going for it, and the air allowed Sutton to go to third, and he would score on the infield single for Matt Gamble. That was the first run of the game for Lawrenceburg.
Well, you remember the other night, the opening night, that Tennessee had the big third inning. I think they scored 9 runs in that inning. They scored 8 here in the fourth.
9-1. A throw back, and it gets into center field. Jenkins didn't quite get there in time, and easily, and the ball gets past the third baseman. Tidwell's going to come around to score, and it's 10-1. So 2 more errors on Mississippi, allowing Blade Tidwell to score. And the long inning continues for Meridian, Mississippi.
Well, in the bottom of the fourth, the 10-run rule now is in effect, not in effect, but 1 more run and make it into effect. Because you only have to go 5 innings, and Lawrenceburg's the home team.
That's right. If they get 1 more run and then get 3 outs in the top of the 5th, the game is over.
And that wind has picked up a big time, JP. Look at the Old Glory there.
Absolutely. That pitch is outside.
And Lawrence Sutton's one of those kids that can drive the ball to over the wall.
So 3-1 the count to Lawrence Sutton. Yeah, we've got a nice breeze blowing right now. Clouds have kind of come back over the field. Big cut. I think he's seen it too.
I think he's trying to do that.
Sutton 2 for 3 at the World Series. 1 for 2 today. Full count coming. From the stretch is Mason. Slow chopper, but foul. There's a line drive, base hit under the glove of Jenkins, and Sutton keeps the inning going for Lawrenceburg.
Here's another at bat that can hit it a long way, Matt Gamble.
So Gamble steps in for the left side. A neon orange bat and a big cut. Looked like a lightsaber swinging around, and the 0-1 the count. Slow chopper to first to Butler. He smothers it and steps on the bag to end the long inning for Mississippi, but not before Lawrenceburg gets 4 hits, score 9 runs, 2 more errors for Mississippi, 1 runner left on base. We have played 4. Your new score, Lawrenceburg 10, Mississippi 1. This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series live on X Sports TV.
Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
So a 9-run fourth for Lawrenceburg, the host team, and they take a 10-1 lead heading into the top half of inning 5. Gunnar Dixon with a long timeout there, Stanley, will have to get loosened up again here.
Well, what he did was when he came out of the dugout, and Walker Brown, they just played catch. He stood on the front of the mound, and Walker never got in his catching position, and they just played catch to warm up a little bit. It's pretty smart. You teach fundamentals to these kids, and you got a good chance of winning. And you can see what's going on with Mississippi. Unfortunately, they've dug themselves a hole here, trailing 10-1. They had 5 errors, but I can't remember how many hit batsmen and walks they've had so far. It led to a lot of those 10 runs for Lawrenceburg.
So the top of the 5th, Brandrick Thomas, your hitter, will lead things off for Mississippi, facing Gunnar Dixon. First pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-0. California leading Marshall County, Tennessee, 7-0 now. That game in the 3rd. Pitch is fouled away. The pitch, the 1-1. Strike on the inside edge. Gunnar loses his hat in the motion. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Gunnar Dixon. First out of the inning here in the top of the 5th. So back to the top of the order for Mississippi. Hayes Henson, 0 for 2 today. Fly out and a fielder's choice. One out in the inning, nobody on base. That ball is lifted into right field. And over the head of Sutton, all the way to the wall. He's rounding first, and a stand-up double for Hayes Henson as he turns on one. Gets in scoring position. Maybe try to start a little rally for Mississippi.
This is how slow I am, JP. Here it is, the 5th inning, and I didn't realize that both the leadoff hitters' first names is Hayes.
There you go.
Hayes and Hayes.
Better late than never, Stanley.
Told you I'm slow.
Ball is lifted deep center. Bedford on his horse. It's over his head. It's going to 2-hop the wall. Rounding third is Henson. He'll score easily. So back-to-back doubles place the second run of the game for Mississippi. And 2 really well-hit balls as the wind starting to lift out again. And it's 10-2 now after that big double by Brock Butler.
And your most dangerous hitter on this Mississippi squad's coming up, Braden Luke. Who can tattoo the ball.
Gunnar Dixon, 44 pitches.
Bedford's going to come over and play toward right field and center now with the left-hander up.
Throw back over to second, and that one gets by Tidwell as a low throw by Dixon, and that'll move Butler over to third.
Well, with a 10-2 lead, I don't think you need to be throwing back there. Just concentrate on the batter right here.
First pitch lifted into right center field. Bedford going back and over his head. So 3 hits in a row to the wall. And Luke going to try for a 3, play at third, and he is in there with a triple, scoring Brock Butler, and it's 10-3.
Coach Tidwell out of the dugout.
And we're going to get some action in the Lawrenceburg bullpen.
Jacob Garner's going down there along with Jeremiah Cottrell.
So the 3 hardest hit balls of the day, back to back to back for Mississippi, and they've got 2 runs. That ball is lifted down the line and left, and going to be foul. The count 0-1.
This bunch for Meridian, Mississippi is not going to go down. They're going to go down swinging it. They have tattooed the ball in this inning.
The 0-1. Just a bit outside. Count even at 1-1. 10-3 your score. Lawrenceburg with 9 runs at the bottom of the 4th. Mississippi has answered with a pair already here in the top of the 5th. 1 out. Runner at 3rd is Luke. The 1-1 grounder up the middle, gets through, run scores, and an RBI single for Red Mason. And it's 10-4.
Well, that long layover, I think, has affected Dixon.
So Will Hodo, your hitter, with a runner at first and 1 out. And time is called as Lawrenceburg needs to get a defender. Pitch is popped up over third base. And making the play is Caden Howard in foul territory for the 2nd out of the inning. The hitter will be number 10, Layton Jenkins. And a line drive caught by McNutt in 3rd. So 3 really hit hard balls, scoring 2 runs, 3 runs actually, for Mississippi. And they cut the lead to 10-4. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Lawrenceburg and Mississippi live on Exports TV at the Babe Ruth World Series.
All of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
Tonight at 7:30 and tomorrow at 3 o'clock. We're doing a presentation of the life of David Crockett in Lawrence County, Tennessee. He was here when the county started 200 years ago this week. Come see us if you're not here. Obviously, if you're at the ball game, that's wonderful. But if you're not, at 7:30 tonight, at 3 o'clock tomorrow, Joe Crockett Theater is free. It's our gift to you as our guest. David Crockett, Lawrence County's gentleman. Come and see it. It's about an hour and a half multimedia presentation with music and acting and great videos. Come see it, enjoy it. If you're not having a good time, it's your own fault.
There you go. Paul Plan, once again, the master of ceremonies, leading them in Take Me Out of the Ball Game, the 5th inning stretch. And, of course, David Crockett, Lawrence County's Gentleman, an adaptation of Gentleman from the Cane, multimedia presentation happening tonight and tomorrow at the historic Crockett Theater. It's free, Stanley. It's your kind of concert, your kind of play. Free,
The
right?
free ones, yeah.
Yeah. Should be a fun environment over there if you're not here at the ballpark. We head to the bottom half of inning number 5. And Lawrenceburg leading Mississippi 10-4. And Will Hodo will be on the mound for Meridian. Brock Butler moves to 3rd, and Mason Willis comes back in at 1st.
Jenkins moves over.
Yep.
second. Who's at it short, JP?
Brett Mason, who was pitching.
Okay.
He goes back to short where he started the game.
Cole Boswell now is the first baseman.
Oh, is that Boswell?
Yeah.
Not Willis? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the game, Cole Boswell. All right, Walker Brown will face Hodo. First pitch is low for ball, 1-0 the count. So if Lawrenceburg is able to get 4 runs in this inning, that will end the game. 10-run rule is in effect here at the Babe Ruth World Series. We got a long way to go. Pitch is low, 2-0. Sun back out, wind still lifting out now towards right, though, a little bit. The 2-0. Popped down the right field line and drifting foul, and is. And the count now 2-1. Hodo pitching from the stretch with nobody on base. All speed, back to the mound. Over to first in time for the first out of the inning. Nice calm motion there by Will Hodo. Caden Howard, your hitter.
Yeah, he didn't fire it over there. He just made sure he got it over there with plenty of time.
First pitch to Caden Howard. High and outside for a ball, 1-0.
Clouds are building up, but it's still warm.
Yep. The 1-0. Hot foul out of play. Count even at 1-1. Howard 0 for 1 today. Strike out and hit by pitch. Make it twice now he's been hit. That one in the left calf. He's going to have a couple of sore spots.
Yeah, he is.
When this day is over. That'll bring up Luke Stoffel. And this will be the only game of the day for Mississippi, as Saturday was their original day off. So they'll be done after this game. We'll be back at it tomorrow and on Monday to complete pool play. Lawrenceburg will play later tonight around 6:30. Last game of the night here on Denver Trap Field, and they'll take on Janesville, Wisconsin, who was already 2-0 in pool play with their win earlier today over Washington. There goes the runner. Throw is to the third base side of second, and Caden Howard with a stolen base. And he stands now at second with 1 out here in the 5th. And a 10-4 Lawrenceburg lead. Luke Stoffel, 2 for 4 here at this World Series. 0 for 1 today, but he does have a run scored. He was hit by a pitch and came around to score. That pitch is outside to count even at 1-1. Caden Howard at second. 2 outs, 1 out rather, in the inning. Swing and a miss, big cut by Luke. The count now 1-2. The pitch just a bit outside, and it's 2-2. There goes the runner, and it's popped out of play. Hit and run was on. Howard had a huge jump on Hodo. And Stanley, you're taking a look at the radar. We got some showers in the area.
Yeah, they're going north of us and south of us.
I like that. 2-2. Howard stays put. Pop foul by Stoffel. He's hanging tough.
And this crowd is fanning themselves. They may be wanting some of that little rain. You got to jump on them. This is 82 degrees, but boy, it's humid.
Tell you what. Two coming from Hodo to Stoffel. Howard at second. One out in the inning. 10-4 Lawrenceburg over Mississippi. And Hodo steps off the mound. Chases Howard back to the bag. Two. Pop foul to play. Once again, the 2-2 to Luke Stoffel. That's low. Blocked by Braden Luke, but not enough to keep Howard from making his way to third. So runner at third. One out and a full count coming to Luke Stoffel. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss and a strikeout for Hodo. That's a big out for him, as that'll bring Gunnar Dixon to the plate, who can help his calls here.
Needs a big 2-out hit.
First pitch is high for a ball, 1-0. So Caden Howard is at third. There are 2 outs in the inning. And Gunnar Dixon, your hitter, facing Will Hodo. The 1-0. Grounder to second. On to first in time for the third out of the inning. Run does not score. And Will Hodo pitches out of the inning. Lawrenceburg gets a runner on. They leave him stranded. We have played 5 innings. Your score, Lawrenceburg 10, Meridian, Mississippi 4. This is the Babe Ruth World Series live on X Sports TV.
Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to Denver Track Field in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, side of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Host team Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, leading 10-4 over Meridian, Mississippi. JP Plant and now Kelsey Atkins has put the headset on. Hello, Kelsey.
I didn't put it on. Stanley put it on me.
He was tired of talking to me?
I guess.
Kelsey is our social media director.
Yes.
At X Sports Radio, and she's doing a fantastic job getting all the scores out and able to share those on our Babe Ruth World Series social media outlets as well. They're done all over the place.
I want everyone to know what's going on. If you can't watch,
that's right.
You can be following along.
Absolutely. And, of course, Kelsey, you're also helping out Mac Brown Photographers, the official photographer of the Babe Ruth World Series. There's all kinds of great things happening over there at that 10. A lot of options as well.
Yes, you have a ton of options. You can buy, your team picture from us, and then also you can participate in a $500 package where the whole time that you're at the World Series, any game that your team plays in, every action shot will be caught on camera, given to you on a flash drive. So it's awesome. We've had, I think, 6 teams now that have bought that package, so we're excited for them.
You guys do a lot of good work and a lot of long hours at the World Series from that perspective. So, all right, head to the top of the 6th inning, and your hitter will be number 21 for Mississippi, and that is Cole Boswell, who came in to play first. Ball's popped up and caught by Stoffel at first for the first out of the inning. So your hitter for Mississippi is number 3, Tanner Parker. Hitting for Ben Carpenter. Takes the ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. It's high, 2-0. So a couple of substitutions here in the lineup for Mississippi. They trail 10-4. Bottom of the 6th. To Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, the host team, the 2-0. From Gunnar Dix, or rather from Garner, and failed to mention Jacob Garner is out there pitching for Lawrenceburg. 2-1 count. Ball lifted into right center field. Charging and making the grab is Lawrence Sutton. Racing in, losing his cap in the process, but a nice catch by Sutton in right. And 2 down here in the 6th. Nice job there by Lawrence Sutton on the run there, Kelsey.
I know. It looked like he had like another visor on under his hat. It just shows you how sunny also it is.
He's got the shade. Yeah, he's got the shades on today. Hitter is Brandrick Thomas. First pitch to him is high for ball, 1-0. The pitch inside for a ball, 2-0.
That little move he did, he held it.
Yeah. Here's the 2-0. Strike on the outside edge. And 2-1 your count. Two outs, nobody on base. Lawrenceburg leading Mississippi 10-4. Here's the 2-1. Just missed low. 3-1. Jacob Garner, your new pitcher this inning. Spelling Gunnar Dixon did a nice job. Gave up 4 runs on 8 hits. The 3-1. Strike. Nope. Yep. Okay. Strike 2. Excuse me. I thought that was strike 3. Got a little excited, Kelsey.
You scared me to death.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Here's the payoff pitch. There's a slow chopper. Charging is Howard on to first. Not in time, as diving head first is Brandrick Thomas. And a nice hustle there by Thomas. And a 2-out infield single here in the top of the 6th. Hayes Henson will be your batter. With 2 outs, Jacob Garner will work from the stretch for the first time this afternoon, as this is his first inning of work. Lefty Henson in there. 1 for 3. A fly out, fielder's choice, and a double off the wall in right field his last time at bat. Leadoff hitter for Mississippi, the pitch. It's outside, 1-0. Hot grounder, and that is just foul. Stoffel was leaning away towards the second base after holding the runner on, and Henson nearly pulled it over the bag, but just foul. And the count even at 1-1. That would have plated Brandrick Thomas for sure, and probably have been a triple. At least a double for Henson. Sutton now even closer to the line and right. Bedford shaded towards right, center, and center. Throw back over to first. One and one the count. The pitch. Popped up out of play. Now 8-0 California over Marshall County, Tennessee, over in Tom Cruise Field. The 1-2 coming to Henson from Garner. Big lead by Thomas. There he goes. Pitch is low. He's going to take second without a throw. Two and two. 2 outs. Thomas now at second. Pitch from Garner coming to Henson. Ground air foul once again, just outside the bag at first. And 2 and 2 is your count. 2 outs. 10-4 Mississippi trailing Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. The pitch. Curveball is low. And Thomas going to make his way to third. And no throw as it skirts away from Walker Brown. So now just 90 feet away is Thomas. Payoff pitch coming from Garner. He's going to work from the windup now with a runner at third. Here's the pitch. And Henson pulls it deep but foul. Real deep. Long run for Lawrence Sutton. It's quite a battle here between Garner and Henson. Payoff pitch coming again. Garner once again from the windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Garner gets the strikeout with a high heat. And Henson can't believe it. Had some good swings. Really wanted that one. So that'll end the threat in the 6th. We head to the bottom half of the inning. Still 10-4 Lawrenceburg over Meridian, Mississippi. This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series.
Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
The announcer's wardrobe has been provided by HD Ink. For all your screen printing and embroidery needs, give owner Phil Hooper a call at 931-201-2961 or email him at hdink2010@gmail.com. HD Ink, the official apparel provider of the X Sports Radio Network. J.P. Plant and Miss Kelsey Atkins up at the Parks Lumber Perch. Lawrenceburg, Tennessee leading 10-4. As we got a new pitcher for Mississippi, a submarine style tosser on the right-hand side. We get, it's Braden Luke, the catcher. So the catcher takes the pads off, and Brock Butler will play his third position now. Correction, is fourth position of the afternoon. As he puts the pads on, he started this game. As Stanley G. Wilson has now put on the headset. By the way, shout out again, many thanks to Kelsey for our social media. and tweeting out the scores.
Coordinator here.
Yeah, our social media director. Yep. Getting our scores out. You can follow us along multiple locations. Exports Radio on Twitter and Facebook, or 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on Twitter and Facebook as well. Lots of ways. Of course, you're watching us live on YouTube, Exports TV. Final tosses for Luke.
One thing, JP, the wind has really picked up. We've got two systems, one north of us, one south of us. Let's hope they don't come anywhere near.
All right, so J.D. Bedford will lead things off here in the bottom half of the sixth, facing a new pitcher, Braden Luke.
Again, 4 runs will end this ball game.
Pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. That one's inside, 2-0.
Three balls from that side delivered. Let's see what he does here.
That one's inside and a 4-pitch walk. And Braden Luke wants a new ball. Brady Huntley will step in the batter's box. With Bedford at first. Pitch. Squares around. A nice bunt. Huntley sliding safe at first. Bedford going to make his way to third on the pass ball, and into second is Brady Huntley. So a nice bunt there by Brady Huntley as he slid head first into the first base bag, and the toss got past the first baseman, or actually by Jenkins, who was covering from second. And Bedford makes his way to third. Huntley to second, no outs, and top the order for Lawrenceburg in Hayes McNutt. First pitch to him, gets past Butler. Bedford coming in, play at the plate, not in time as Bedford slides in, and he is safe. It's 11-4. And another wild pitch, pass ball, or hit batsman, or walk, scoring a run for Lawrenceburg. That pitch is just a bit outside, 2-0. There's a strike. Count 2-1. Which is outside. 3-1. Running third is Huntley. The hitter is Hayes McNutt. And a strike there. Makes the count full, 3-2. 11-4, Lawrenceburg leading Meridian, Mississippi. Second game for each team this tournament. Strike 3 at the letters. And McNutt goes down looking for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Blade Tidwell.
That was a good pitch by Luke. Two good pitches in that series right there. He's got that sidearm delivery. He wants the ball to look like it's coming at the batter, then cross the plate.
Pitch is inside. 1-0 the count. Foul back to the netting. Count even at 1-1.
It's Luke. If you're Lawrenceburg, you just got to assume the ball's going to be on your hands a little bit.
Pitch. Popped up into right field. Tagging at third is Huntley. Drops it. Hinson drops it. And scoring easily is Huntley. On to second is Blade Tidwell. And another error for Mississippi plates another run. 12-4. Probably would have scored with the tag.
Well, that's the story of the game. 7 errors on this Mississippi squad. That's just hard to overcome, JP.
Yeah, had 6, unfortunately, Thursday night, so now 13 in the tournament in 2 games. And that's really been the difference. They had the same amount of hits as Wisconsin Thursday. They've got more hits than Lawrenceburg here today. First pitch to Lawrence Sutton, strike on the inside edge, 0-1. So Tidwell now at second, 1 out in the inning. Lawrenceburg just 2 runs away from finishing this game off here in the 6th inning due to the 10-run rule. Still just 1 out. There goes the runner. Throw down to third, nobody's there. Into left field, and Tidwell is going to score, making it 13-4. And throw was just up the line.
Error 8 now.
No 2 count to Sutton. That one hits him in the foot, and he will make his way to first. Matt Gamble will be your hitter for Lawrenceburg. Essentially the designated hitter today. Extra player officially, as it's called in Babe Ruth. That sends 10 batters to the plate for Lawrenceburg. First pitch to him is outside for a ball. So Lawrence Sutton at first after being hit in the foot. Throw back over, nearly caught him leaning. Good Luke. Still 8-0 California over Marshall County, Tennessee. East Tennessee champs over in Tom Cruise Field. Another throw over.
Pretty close over there, JP.
Yes, it was.
He's got a good little move for a right-hander.
The 1-0 outside. 2-0.
Luke's got to come across his body here. Pitcher against a left-hander, try to get it over.
The throw over to first. Boswell is now playing. Matt Gamble today 1 for 3 with a fly out, a single, and a ground out. There goes the runner. Throw down to second is not in time. Sliding nearly all the way over the bag was Gamble. A correction, that is
Sutton.
Sutton, thank you. A little more than he bargained for with that slide, but he saved it. 3-0 the count now to Gamble. 1 out in the inning. Strike on the outside edge. 3-2. Correction, 3-1 now. Looking back the third time. Now spins around, fakes the throw. Sutton 3 steps back to the bag at second. Luke looks back once. Now comes to the plate. There goes the runner. It's outside and a walk and a stolen base. And now runners at the corners for Lawrenceburg with 1 out. And Walker Brown with a chance, Stanley, to end this game. And you may ask, why is Lawrenceburg running up 13-4? Well, One more run will end this game with the 10-run rule. That saves your pitcher. That saves all your players an extra inning of work, as Lawrenceburg is playing 2 games today. First pitch to Walker Brown. Outside for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0. That one hits him. And so that'll load him up. And Caden Howard will be your hitter. All right, so still just 1 out.
Well, a sacrifice fly right here with the game, and the Mississippi team is playing straight away. Sometimes it's like at the end of a game, you want to play in a little bit in the outfield, but try to catch those pop-ups. If it's a long fly ball, it's over with anyway.
That's right. The outfield is in, as Stanley mentioned. The runner at third is Lawrence Sutton, 90 feet away from finishing this game off here in the 6th. First pitch to Caden Howard, low for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 is low, 2-0.
Now he's probably got the take sign here.
I would think so. Imagine he's taking until he gets 2 strikes.
Yeah, Braden Luke's been laboring out there trying to find the strike zone.
26 pitches in his short time on the mound. There's a strike on the outside edge. And it's 2-1. 1 out in the inning, 13-4, Lawrenceburg leading. A run will finish it off here in the 6th, the 10-run rule. 2-1. Outside, 3-1.
Well, he's got to come to him right here. Nowhere to put him. Bases are loaded. So Howard could sit on something right here and drive it.
3-1 pitch coming. Bases loaded. Strike on the outside edge.
That's a good pitch.
Yeah, taken all the way, of course, was Howard. It's full. Something's going to give here. Bases loaded. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 4. Sutton scores, and that will be your ball game. 14-4, your final. And Lawrenceburg moves to 2-0 in pool play at the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. They win it 14-4 over Meridian, Mississippi. We'll take a timeout, be back with our players of the game, and a look at your final stats. Again, Lawrenceburg wins it 14-4 over Meridian, Mississippi. You're listening to the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series live on X Sports TV.
All the Babe Ruth teams from across the country have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports community revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Gerald Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Host team from Lawrenceburg moves to 2-0 in the Babe Ruth World Series with a 14-4 win over Meridian, Mississippi in the Southwest Champs, and Mississippi falls to 0-2. Mississippi will be off tonight, as Saturday was their day off. This game originally scheduled for Friday. So they are done for the day. Lawrenceburg will come back later tonight. They'll take on 2-0 Janesville, Wisconsin. But let's go to public address announcer Bill Phillips for the announcement of our Ron Tellefson players of the game.
Award is given in honor of the late president and CEO of Babe Ruth, Mr. Ron Tellefson. His commitment to our nation's youth was unsurpassed, and his primary objective was that every child has the opportunity to play this great game. Congratulations to our players of the game. The presentation was indicated by Mr. Randy Brewer. Mr. Brewer was a Babe Ruth ball player and other levels as well, way back in the last century. That's the 20th century vote. Randy has been a supporter of baseball for a number of years, and his dad, incidentally, was a commissioner of recreation for the city, and Bobby Brewer Park was named for Mr. Brewer's dad. Our players of the game, first for Mississippi, is Braden Luke. And the player of the game for Lawrenceburg is Blaze Tidwell.
So Braden Luke and Blade Tidwell, your Ron Tellefson players of the game for Meridian, Mississippi and Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and they are being awarded that by Mr. Brewer as his dad, the namesake on the park of all these fields out here, Stanley.
Yep, Bobby Brewer Park. Randy Brewer giving the awards out. Good job from both of those young men.
So Lawrenceburg does their job, Stanley 2-0, and their runs against now just 4 as they shut out Bismarck on Thursday. They gave up 4 today, so looking good from that perspective as they are 2-0, and they're going to take on Wisconsin, also 2-0 this evening in the nightcap here on Denver Trap Field. So that'll be a good game, and obviously the winner of that one will take sole possession of first in the division. The American division, I believe. And so that's going to be a big game tonight. But looking at this one, Gunnar Dixon did what he had to do. You mentioned he's their 3rd starter, technically, if you're ranking him, according to what Coach Rashawn Tippel told you before the game. So you got to feel good sending that out. And Blake Tidwell has tons of rest after his short start on Thursday night. The bats slowly came alive after the first time through, and patient at the plate and really opportunistic on the base pads as well. Playing a pretty overall good game. Only 1 error defensively as well.
Well, Brock Butler started from Mississippi, and he had Lawrenceburg's numbers the first time through the lineup. He had that quirky little delivery, and Lawrenceburg was not able to pick the ball up. And then that second time around, they started hitting the ball, and then finally in the bottom of the 4th, they put up that big 9 spot. The second time in this World Series, they've scored 9 runs in 1 inning. And they went on to cruise to a 10-run rule, 14-4 win. But the big difference in the ball game is those 8 errors up there. That does not include all the hit batsmen and the walks and the fast balls and the wild pitches and all that. But the errors in the field, that's just that was the demise of Mississippi today.
Yeah, absolutely. A quick look at some of the stats for this game. First for Meridian, Mississippi, Hayes Henson, 1 for 4 with a run scored. Brock Butler 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Braden Luke 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Brett Mason 2 for 3 with 2 runs batted in. Those are your 4 runs right there at the top of the order. Will Hodo 0 for 3. Mason Willis 0 for 2. James Rocliffe 1 for 3. Tanner Parker 0 for 1. Brandrick Thomas 2 for 3 with a 9-hole position. Then Ben Carpenter 0 for 2 this afternoon. For the team from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, the host, Hayes McNutt, 0 for 3, but a run scored and an RBI. Blake Tidwell, 1 for 2 with a run scored, 3 runs batted in. He was a Ron Tellefson player of the game for Lawrenceburg. Lawrence Sutton, 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Matt Gamble, 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Walker Brown, 0 for 3 today. Caden Howard, 0 for 1 with a run scored and an RBI. Luke Stoffel, 0 for 2, but a run scored. Gunnar Dixon, the same, 0 for 2 with a run scored. J.D. Bedford, how about this? No official at-bats, 0 for 0, but an RBI and 3 runs scored, Stanley. And then Brady Huntley, 1 for 2, 2 runs scored, and an RBI for the host team from Lawrenceburg as they win at 14-4.
Well, you mentioned J.D. Bedford. Blake Tidwell had the same game the other night. He didn't have any official at-bats. One of those quirky things in the statistics.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. More games to come. Real quickly, a look at the scoreboard. California up 8-0 still on Marshall County. That game now in the 6th inning, the bottom of the 6th. So California is cruising on Tom Cruise Field. Coming up next here on Denver Trap Field, it will be the Mid-Atlantic region champs from New Jersey against Tri-Valley, California. So that should be an entertaining game. And of course, California is still playing. So we'll have a little wait because they'll have to come over here again. That game was supposed to be the first game today. Where they're playing right now was the last game last night. So we'll have a little break there, as California will have to come over here and play right away against the Mid-Atlantic champs from West Windsor, Plainsboro, New Jersey. And then coming up next over on Tom Cruise Field after they finish, Marshall County will be playing. It will be the Washington versus Bismarck, North Dakota. That's going to be the next game over on Tom Cruise Field. And again, with these schedule changes, then later tonight, East Tennessee versus Connecticut on Tom Cruise, and then the nightcap tonight should be a good one. Wisconsin versus the host from Lawrenceburg. Final thoughts, Stanley, before we break away for this one?
Well, I mean, I think Lawrenceburg's set up now. They had the number 3 pitcher going for them, and now they're set up for their number 2 tonight. And it looks like Wisconsin is one of those quality teams that's made it to this World Series. So this should be a very good one tonight. If wasn't able to get on down here tonight.
Absolutely. All right. We appreciate all of you tuning in to X Sports TV's coverage of the 2017 15-year-old Babe Ruth World Series, where your final score, Lawrenceburg wins it 14-4. For Stanley G. Wilson, Kelsey Atkins, and Landon Burns, I'm J.P. Plant, reminding you to join us for our next game coming up later. It'll be California versus New Jersey here on Denver Trap Field. Until then, so long from Denver Trap Field in Lawrenceburg in the Babe Ruth World Series.